Yo, it's B-Way Sports, and I'm gonna recap some of the games that happened yesterday. We got Michigan, Nebraska. Michigan gets the job done. At Nebraska. Uh, a lot of people were high on Nebraska this year. I ain't never been high on Nebraska. They seem to play the same past couple years with Matt Rule. Every time they play a decent football team, they just, I guess, don't have the talent to get the job done. Even though it was a close game, Nebraska ain't beat Michigan in years. Michigan, it was just a straight Michigan masterclass. They played to their identity. They ran the ball, I think, 300 yards on the day. Like Justice Haynes ran one, Bryce Underwood ran one at the beginning. And it didn't even feel as close as it was, really. Nebraska had that Hail Mary to go into halftime, and that made it seem close for a while, but it never felt close. Like, it never felt like Michigan was going to lose this game to me, at least. They got the job done. Michigan's just a fringe top 20 team, so like if you can't beat them at home, then Nebraska definitely ain't worth any of the hype that they were getting. But Dylan Raiola, he's the real deal. He could play anywhere in the country. Nebraska's O line just isn't that good, but Dylan Raiola will sling that shit anywhere. I do think he's a pro style quarterback. I mean, he can play anywhere. I'd love to have him at Clemson. But yeah, Michigan got the job done, 30-27. Kind of went how I expected it to go. I think I predicted Michigan. Next up, we got a Texas Tech Utah game. It was at Utah. This game was kickoff to noon. Texas Tech was just a better team. I mean, Utah whole first half they was turning the ball over left and right. They had one big play at the beginning of the game, but got called back because the offensive lineman was downfield. And then after that, they just fumbled the ball a few times, and they just couldn't get nothing going. Texas Tech quarterback threw two picks, and then I guess he got injured. Backup comes in. Backup, little do they know, is prime Tom Brady. I mean, you couldn't have played no better. I mean, he went like 13 for 16, a couple touchdowns. He had like three incompletions, and one of them was a drop TD pass right in the dude's hands. I mean, the game plan didn't change. They put in the backup, and they just let him sling it, man, and he looked good. I mean, a lot of teams are gonna be looking for him coming this portal cycle. Gonna be trying to poach him, get him to transfer. Because I mean, if you're Texas Tech, you got some good problems right now. Because going forward, you don't know who to play. I mean, the Byron Morton kid's been good so far. He just had a bad first half in this game, but I mean, hell, that backup come out. I mean, legit, man. You can't play no better than that. He was throwing dots left and right. I mean, incredible. I mean, incredible. That's all I can say. And then Texas Tech running back in the fourth quarter looks like prime Marshawn Lynch to get the touchdown. Utah's just real one-dimensional. They rely a lot on that Dampier quarterback to be their run game and their pass game. And if you stop him, you stop Utah. It's basically that simple. And that was the game. Texas Tech's just a better team. They whooped them. Next up, we got Oklahoma Auburn. It was at Norman, Oklahoma. Um, it was a great game to watch. 24-17. Oklahoma got it done at home. It was basically just a defensive masterclass from Oklahoma, a Brent Venable masterclass. He knows how to draw up some defense. He knows how to get after quarterbacks, and that's exactly what they did. They set their school record on the day, 10 sacks. I mean, they was all over him in the game all day, just getting after the quarterback. Auburn couldn't really run the ball. They had a couple big pass plays, but other than that, I mean, Jackson Arnold played pretty good. He did what he could with the time he had in the pocket. Auburn couldn't really run the ball. And Oklahoma, I mean, their offense is just a fighting Mateers. John Mateer, the quarterback, that's what their offense runs through. He runs the ball more than the running backs. He slings it everywhere. That's their whole offense. But they played good enough to win the game. Oklahoma looks like a top 10 team. Their defense looks like a top 3, top 5 defense in the nation. And you know it's going to be when Brent Venables is running the defense. And Oklahoma got it done. Great game to watch. I recommend y'all watching it if y'all didn't. 24-17 at home. They're both still going to be ranked for me. Go check out my top 25 teams after week 4. And I'll holler at y'all. Next up is Indiana, Illinois. Straight beatdown. Indiana masterclass. Kirk Cincinnati masterclass. 63-10. Mendoza looks like one of the best quarterbacks in the nation off that game alone. Only had like 2 incompletions, threw for 5 tutties. They ran the ball everywhere they wanted to. Defense looked amazing. Illinois couldn't move the ball. And Altmaier's a good QB. He played his heart out, man. He just didn't have much time back there. And I think this is more of an indictment on who Indiana is than Illinois. I think Illinois still, I don't have them ranked this week, but I still think they're a solid football team. I still think they're probably like a top 30, top 35 football team. I just think Indiana's probably a top 10. I mean, that was the biggest beatdown of the year so far. I had Illinois winning that football game. And I couldn't have been more wrong. Indiana looked amazing. They have a test here. Not next week they play Iowa, decent team, but after that they play Oregon. That'll be a good test for them. Just a masterclass, man. Kirk Cincinnati's got a killer mindset as a head coach. They was talking to him halftime or third quarter 1, and he was talking about the stuff he didn't like seeing, and they was killing him. I mean, and that's what you like to see. He expects perfection out of his players, and that's the type of coach you want to have. Year 2 for him, and they look good. He had them in the playoff first year. Even though they got smoked in the playoff, they look good. Indiana looks good. And I still think Illinois is a good football team. They just got whooped. They just didn't show up. And Indiana did. They show up like that was their Super Bowl, and they showed out. I'm going to have them ranked in the top 10. 63-10 whooping last night. That's all for that one. Next up, we're going to do Florida and Miami. Miami got it done at home. It was really just Miami's run game. It was their whole offense. Carson Beck just looks like the same he was last year. Not very good. Florida just needs new coaching. DJ Lagway's not what he's hyped up to be. He's not very good under pressure at all. The only dude I think is really good on Florida's offense is the running back, Jaden Ball. He's solid. I like watching him run. Miami still looks good. They have a top defense in the nation. Florida's not a bad football team. They're just not a good football team, not very well coached. And their offense looks awful. But Miami got it done at home, 26-7. Lastly, we're going to talk about the Missouri-South Carolina game. Missouri got it done at home. The story of it was their run game in the second half. And Missouri's offensive line. Missouri looks like they got one of the best offensive lines in the nation. South Carolina couldn't run the ball at all. Missouri's defense looked solid. And they was all over Lenore Sellers all night. Sellers did play, and he looked pretty solid overall. He just tries to make something out of nothing when sometimes he ain't got it. Sometimes that hurts him. Sometimes it don't. It's just the risk-reward of his play style, I guess. But South Carolina's not a bad football team. It just hasn't started the season how they'd like, but SEC's just a gauntlet. Missouri they play a cupcake next week, but then they'll play Alabama, so we'll get to see more of what they're made of then. But they look solid. Their run game was unstoppable. They have a good running back room. Their running backs were unstoppable. South Carolina couldn't tackle them, couldn't contain them. Lenore Sellers played solid, passing the ball. They just couldn't run the ball at all. South Carolina's run game was non-existent. But overall, it was a good game to watch. South Carolina actually led the game for the most part, but they just couldn't get it done. Good week of football. I'm glad to recap the games. I'm B-Wade Sports. If you like this type of content, follow my channel, and I'll hit y'all.